Welcome back. It's time to go in depth. Low-cost airline RedJet came on the Caribbean scene with a bang in 2011, and if you take their word for it, 2011 is going to be an even bigger year. But there are rumors the company is cash-strapped, and those rumors have been fueled by the company's plan to cut some flights come March. We're joined now on the phone by RedJet's communications executive, Nyssa Pierre. Good evening, Nyssa.
Hi, good evening.
Well, first of all, there have been conflicting reports in the media about the situation with your flights. Is RedJet canceling flights or not?
Okay, now what we've done, we have revised our schedules and we have made a few changes where we've canceled some service. We've made accommodations on, on the same route on the plane. We've also changed a few times to our flights. What we did at the end of last year, we did a lot of consumer research, and a lot of people would very much appreciate these new flight times. We took into consideration things like the length of time it took our passengers to get to the airport, because we had quite a few instances in larger countries like Trinidad, for example, where passengers unfortunately would miss their flights because of the peak travel times, and they would spend 2 to 3 hours in traffic alone. So a big part of the changes as well, like I said, has come about due to our consumer research and just responding to the needs of our passengers.
So it's really not a cancellation but a rescheduling?
Yes. I mean, we have canceled a few of the flights. However, as I mentioned, all of those passengers would be individually contacted, and they're offered a number of options. They can either choose to rebook with us on the same route, or another route. We've opened it up to any of our destinations. We're surely willing to offer them full refund, but regardless of what route they do take, we will accommodate them and additionally give them $50 to use for future travel on RedJet.
Okay, so given that some flights have indeed been canceled, some observers are saying that it's actually an indication, not just a rescheduling, but an indication that the company is in financial trouble. Is there any truth to this?
No, absolutely not. It's actually the complete opposite. The whole genesis of this, again, is not only just onto the customers in terms of what they would want at different travel times, but RedJet is expanding. Next week, we will make a large announcement on at least 3 new routes that we do intend to fly. And because of these changes, because of the inclusion of these new routes into our schedule, we did have to do some, a bit of shifting around of the current schedule. So it's not as though we're canceling because of financial difficulties. Like I said, it's quite the opposite, where we are expanding our services.
Well, you mentioned these 3 new routes, and those are expected to come on stream before the Easter. There are also some 7 or 8 total expected new flights for this year. The growth of the company, it seems pretty rapid. Is this sustainable? Can RedJet continue to maintain this level of growth?
I mean, I certainly think we can. We are holding quite true to our business model. We always knew that RedJet would be successful. I mean, it's a low-fare product. Low-fare products all over the world do well. If you look at Ryanair in Ireland, or you have JetBlue in the States, EasyJet, all of these things, low-fare airlines have done traditionally well when legacy carriers or traditional carriers have failed to do so, especially in times of economic uncertainty that we're facing now. Just the responses that we've got since we launched in May. I mean, just after a few months of launching our first routes, they became profitable. So we do know that there is literally a burning need for low fares. There is a burning need to have a shake-up in the aviation industry, and RedJet has certainly done so. And in doing so, and in continuing to do so, we will need to expand our services, and they are happening rapidly because of the exceptional response that we've got.
Now, the next issue that comes up when it comes to acquiring new routes and launching those new routes this year. Last year, RedJet had quite a bit of difficulty getting into various Caribbean markets. You had Jamaica, you had Trinidad and Tobago. There were roadblocks there. How confident are you that RedJet will be able to secure the new routes it's promising now?
Well, Trinidad and Jamaica, as you would have mentioned, they are special cases. Both Trinidad and Jamaica, there is the issue of Caribbean Airlines, and of course, in Jamaica, there is Air Jamaica, and of course, as you know, Caribbean Airlines would have acquired Air Jamaica. So, as we've spoken about many times in the media last year, we certainly believe that we were subject to protectionism of the national carriers of both of those countries. But, owing to the provisions outlined by RedJet being a designated Barbadian carrier, and, the legal entitlements to, to which we certainly are owed, we had to be allowed to fly into Trinidad and Jamaica. Now, as for the other routes, we certainly do not foresee a problem. I think actually it's a learning experience for everyone at RedJet and any observer, looking in on this story, on the RedJet story. And certainly, if we need to change our approach to different islands, we'll certainly take the lessons that we learned, mid last year from Trinidad and Jamaica.
Any hint about where those new routes are?
Well, I wouldn't tell you what those new routes are, unfortunately, because it's in the hands of the regulatory bodies when we're not necessarily entitled to say so. However, like I said, it is unfortunate that this story did come out before we had the chance to, to break the even better news of where we will fly and, the benefits those consumers surely will see very soon.
But the thing is, your reluctance to disclose the routes kind of raises some questions for me, though, because when you are going to fly to Trinidad to Jamaica, that was announced. And you had some delays, so now I'm wondering if there is any problem with the routes that you're planning on.
No,
why the secrecy?
What happened in Trinidad and Jamaica is that we did receive the necessary permission, and through a series of different events, that was actually that agreement was reneged on. But again, everything is in place. We are certainly just waiting for the go-ahead from the regulatory bodies to be able to officially announce. We have a significant PR and marketing campaign built up around that, and it is our inability or hesitance to say exactly what the routes are now is certainly in no way indicative of any problem, any regulatory problem, or any of the problems that we've faced in the past. We certainly don't want to be pushed into making the announcement before. As I said, it is a marketing and PR campaign that we've built, and unfortunately, this story came out before, and the wrong story came out really, before our plans to announce these new routes. But we will release them next week, and we're very happy to do so. I'd love to come back on the show and talk about the different new routes because they're quite exciting.
We'll definitely take you up on that, Nyssa.
For Easter, we'll have lots of new routes, and certainly for summer, we have some really, really interesting routes coming on.
We'll look out for those announcements. Thanks for joining us. All right.
But thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Nyssa Pierre there, RedJet's communications executive, joining us from Barbados. Hence, you may have heard some phone technical issues a bit earlier. But for now, it's over to Alexis to tell us what's happening in the world of sports.
Yes, thanks so much, Kalilah. And while things are heating up in T20 cricket over in Antigua, Usain Bolt and Asafa Powell are set to heat up the tracks. All that and more after the break.